Hello, my name is Sarah, and I'm going to be telling one of my favorite Greek myth stories called Orpheus and Eurydice. This story was written by Ovid in his Metamorphosis book. You can also read it on Britannica online or on ancient.edu. I'm actually going to be using the Greek names instead of the Roman names because I think the Greek names are a little easier to use. The story starts off with a man named Orpheus, who is the son of Apollo and the muse Calliope. He is one of the more profound musicians in Greek, so much that all of the mortals, the trees, and the animals will all cry under his musical touch. One day, he meets a woman named Eurydice, who is described as very attractive and very beautiful. The two fall in love and they decide to quickly get married. However, there was a prophecy that details that their romance is going to be very, very short-lived. Orpheus and Eurydice were very angry about this and said, I don't think so. We are going to last forever. And if you don't think so, then screw you. Unfortunately, Eurydice gets bitten by a poisonous snake after running away from one of her pursuers and immediately dies. Her soul gets placed into the underworld and she can never leave. Orpheus hears about this and tries to find the entrance to the underworld and try to get Eurydice back. So he goes into the underworld and he finds Persephone. He says, "Hey Persephone, I want Eurydice back. Can you do that?" And Persephone's like, no. Hades is the only person that can do that. So Orpheus says, "Well, if I play this song, can you do it?" And she says, let's hear your song." So Orpheus plays Persephone a beautiful melody and she starts crying. At the same time, Hades comes in and is very, very moved by Orpheus's playing. Orpheus comes up to Hades and says, "Hey, so I hear you can give me back Eurydice. Can you do that?" Hades says, "Well, since you played so beautifully and you made my wife cry in happiness, I'll let you do this." And Orpheus is very excited about this. However, Hades continues, "I'll only let you have Eurydice back if you promise not to turn around as you are leaving the underworld." And Orpheus is like, "Well, that's easy. I can do that." So he promises not to turn around. So Orpheus is starting to leave the underworld with Eurydice right behind him. However, he doesn't hear any footsteps right behind him, so he believes that Hades is playing a trick on him. He starts to doubt himself the further and further more they get to the mortal world. Eurydice starts doubting himself, is she behind me? Is she even right there? Is it even Eurydice in the first place? As they get to the entrance to the mortal world, Orpheus decides to turn around. So he turns around and he does see Eurydice right behind him. They meet eye contact for about a couple seconds before Eurydice's shadow immediately goes back into the underworld. Orpheus sees the door to the underworld close and he cannot open it anymore. He laments and cries that he was a fool, that he should have listened to Hades in the first place instead of thinking that Hades was lying to him. After that, he travels around the world, but he promises himself and the River Styx that he will never play a single note or sing a single melody ever again. And that is the tragic love story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys liked it. Sorry it's not a happy ending, but it does go to show that you should listen to the god Hades. He is one of the better gods. And hopefully you learn from Orpheus's tale. Thank you for listening. Until next time.